actions. Once again, take a look at your forecast for today. Mostly cloudy throughout the day, a high temperature of 29, 24 degrees tonight, a chance of snow after midnight. Currently 20 degrees in Ohio's first capital. The 8 o'clock report on WBEX brought to you by Henderson Pharmacy Services, your good neighbor pharmacy. I'm Kobe Dowdy reporting.
We're turning the clock back into the 18th and 19th centuries for you this morning. We have the pre-1890 Indoor Trade Fair at Cantor's Cave 4-H Camp at the main lodge this weekend. In studio with us, in period costume as well, we have our local news reporter. That is Kevin Coleman. Good morning.
Good morning.
And also Norm Gerringer is with us again this morning. Good to have you here too, sir.
Yeah, good to be here, Dan.
Members of the Sons of Liberty. And first of all, tell us about the Sons of Liberty, who you are, and why it's important for us to keep this alive.
Yeah. Well, the Sons of Liberty is a pre-1840s living history club. We try to teach and demonstrate all of the skills and that were our previous ancestors would have used to live here, such as just your everyday cooking and whatever we've done, shooting and all the sports up where we do. And to me, it's, people need to know where we came from in order to know where to go and know what mistakes not to repeat. So it's very important to know your history and where they came from. So.
Now, you don't arrive at the event on horseback or anything like that. You still drive your cars and probably still have a cell phone with you, too, right?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't go completely back, so yeah.
Not a problem. Share with us, you brought some things in this morning that we wanted to show people that they might have the opportunity to see when they go to the trade fair.
The trade fair up there, of course, this is kind of it's an indoor flea market or shopping event with this period of clothing or this type of stuff. So you can buy anything that has to do with the historical periods of these times. Like I've got my cape here, and you can get those. Or all these clothes we have on up there, people will be vendors selling those. So you can get all your latest European fashions and race. And of course, if you're doing self-er, there's people sell material to make the clothes and patterns and stuff. And you can get glassware, tableware, camp goods, guns, ladles, bows, and anything like that that has to do with 1891 back. Because of us opening up to that time period this weekend, there's also people selling Sharps guns of Civil War and Civil War paraphernalia there. So yeah, it's a good time.
And I've got a few items that I've picked up at other events so I can be a scribe with got a pen here with a removable nib and a little ink well. So I've been practicing some of the script from the time period from the Ross County Auditor's Office from 1831 and 1803. So all sorts of things you can pick up at the event.
Well, before the ballpoint pen, it's more than weaponry, isn't it?
Yes.
It's a whole lifestyle. The past is a foreign country in many ways.
Yeah. In fact, we wouldn't be sitting here talking on the radio if it's really 1840. We wouldn't have the radio.
No. And actually, if you go back into our time period, some people don't really understand that our time period is around 1766.
Yeah.
This actually wouldn't be the United States yet. This is still British territory. We just won the French and Indian War, or King Philip's War, as it was called. And we're now kind of in a period in between there and the Revolution, and this is British territory.
And still, 20 years away from Chillicothe being founded?
Yes.
Yeah. For the trade fair, what sort of things can people see? I know you mentioned some of the weaponry.
Of course, we don't have the weaponry. We have flintlock rifles and straight. The bows we sell are just like straight Indian bows, and then arrows with flint tip on them and things like that. But also, like I said, the things you can see there is the clothing, like glassware, bottleware, lanterns, table lantern, or the tin lanterns that they sell. Of course, candle holders, wooden boxes to store stuff in, and like tennage. Could be people selling stuff for your tents, and even the tents there probably people will be selling them if you need a tent.
And various kinds of hornware.
Yeah, hardware. Yeah,
items made from cow horn.
Yeah, actually, I have. If I get it out, I have a sawhorn in here. They can show, but
sure.
But yeah, these people. I mean, anything you can think of that would go with this period that people have down there. And not only that, but if you just want to come down and learn more about the time period or something like that, just feel free to ask any of the vendors. Or, of course, all the vendors are dressed in period dress, so the whole event has a flair and a taste of being back in time.
Reenactors love to talk about what they've learned and all their research and what they've done to recreate things. So if you want to learn, this is a great event, even if you don't buy anything.
Yeah.
Kevin is one of our authorities here in downtown Chillicothe. You give tours of the downtown, talk about the period of time. And I imagine just the looks upon the faces of people that are learning as you tell these stories, and it's got to be rewarding for you, and especially at a trade fair like this, to see the kids and their interests.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Some of this is infotainment, that people come to be entertained, but they also get a little information and education along the way.
Yeah.
That makes what I do fun.
Mm-hmm. A lot of enthusiasts participate as well. Do they come from a wide variety
they come from
backgrounds?
everywhere. They come from
all neighboring states.
All neighboring states, and like you say, all church. I'm actually originally was a telecommunications person, so yeah. And I'm going back to time when they don't even have that kind of equipment. So yeah.
How many vendors are going to be there, Norm?
Right now we have 86 tables sold, so there'll be probably some vendors will take 3 or 4 tables apiece, so there'll probably be at least 70 vendors anyway. At separate vendors, so and there'll be some of your if you don't do this stuff, you wouldn't know the names, but some of your bigger name people will be there as far as vendors and stuff. But yeah.
You've opened up your bag here with some items that we want to share. We're shooting video, by the way, while this is going on. Thank you to Rob Adele for helping out there. Before you get into those, I'm intrigued by your glasses.
Oh.
Is this something? Obviously, you probably couldn't get them from a local optician, but did the opticians help you with?
Yes. In fact, they got when I took it into there was Dr. Price is my optician. When I took it into me, he got a really kick out of them because he liked the shape and everything of them.
Great.
Yeah, but yeah, he put my prescription lens in them. But yeah, they're these are of course Ben Franklin, or all of them what had them. They're period correct glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, we like that. Now let's look at some. You mentioned some of the horn wear.
This is either a salt or a rum horn. Could be either used for all. It's got scrimshaw work on it, and so that's the kind of thing up here. This is a powder horn here
for gunpowder.
Yeah, and this is a small horn, so there'd be like a day use horn or something if they were just going out on a day's hunting, and not go for a long period of time. And, of course, you sell by pockets because a lot of the clothing that we wear don't have pockets in it. So you have little bags and stuff like that you carry your stuff in. And wool gloves. And, of course, these are our period correct gloves. Okay, so an earlier color. So you notice there's no fingers in them. They're just made like this. But, yeah. But just depending on people sell that kind of stuff. And, of course, even like the Canadian style hat I got on. And you could get that, or this is what they call a marmot hat. It's another remarkably warm hat too. It's wool, made out of wool. But
it's woven wool.
Mm-hmm. It'll certainly keep you warm, especially in the harsh winter times like we have right now.
Yes.
So I imagine you might be able to share with people, hey, it's going to be cold outside. Try this.
Mm-hmm. The traditional materials are actually warmer than a lot of what we wear, like the cotton, the linen and wool. And even leather is quite warm.
Mm-hmm. You guys have got an expansive collection, certainly. I imagine there might be people that are far more expansive with their collections.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Talk about some of the experiences you might have learned from other people.
From what I've learned, basically what I've learned, a lot of people up here is of course, you don't talk about expansive. I got a lot of expansive. Of course, I got a lot of things up here I'm trying to sell and get rid of because you're constantly changing. As you learn more things and more things are correct, you're all the time changing your gear and outfit around. But one of the things I've learned now is like many people, kind of done backwards. I just kind of jumped in and started getting stuff and growing a kit. And I should have done research first. So your best thing is try to do as much research on the time period and the persona that you want to do. and then you can save a lot of money in the long run. You can go more directly into what you actually need the first time instead of have to buy it and then rebuy it and rebuy it.
Yeah. Do you have a website where people can go to find out more about the Sons of Liberty and the reenactment and all?
We have a Facebook page.
Okay.
So if you're a member of Facebook, you can get to it. You can just go in and type in the Sons of Liberty Muzzleloader Club, and it'll take you to our Facebook page. So,
and a lot of the dealers have their own web pages, and there are other large events that have web pages too. People want to get in touch with me, I can point them in the right direction too.
Yeah, there was a day where you just handed out a pamphlet, but now you can send them to a very large storage case of information, the Internet.
Yes.
Pretty incredible.
And I have all of our flyers and pamphlets are on our Facebook page, so once you get there, you can see all of our flyers. And, of course, I've got pictures posted from our events on there, so you can kind of look at the pictures to see what we do. So.
Okay. The event is Saturday and Sunday, starting at 9 a.m. both days. And for folks who aren't familiar, how do we find Cantor's Cave 4-H camp?
US 35 down southward, and there should be a sign out at 35.
Yes, there's a big white banner that, of course, as I was informed yesterday, it because of the snow, our white banner didn't stand out as well as it does normally, but it's got black lettering on it. So, but there's a big white banner that says Sons of Liberty on it. But also, you'll see the regular highway traffic sign that says Cantor's Cave 4-H camp, and then you'll just turn off to the left on the Caves Road is actually the name of the road, and so on.
I think it's about halfway between Richmondale and Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
On the way to Jackson.
A lot of Cavalier fans are heading to Jackson tonight for the boys' basketball game. They'll certainly see your banners, so perhaps they'll be back for the weekend.
Yeah, we hope so, yeah.
Price for admission is $3 per person, $2 if you wear period garb, like the gentlemen are wearing for us in the studios here today, and 12 years of age and under, you get in for free. Thank you again. Anything I didn't ask you wanted to mention before we wrap up?
One thing I want to point out, too, is the proceeds from that gate receipts all go to help the kids at Cantor's Cave 4-H camp. So we donate 100% of the entry fee to Cantor's Cave. So
helping out to return back to the host.
Yes.
We appreciate that. Norm Gerringer, and also, of course, our good friend Kevin Coleman. Thanks for coming in today, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Dan.
8:23 with Dan and Mike at 1490.